application dated 9th of January this year before me, and the position is that that application cannot proceed the application for contempt. Whereas the respondents are before me, they have not filed the contempt, and therefore they cannot be given audience to prosecute any other application other than the application for contempt. So at this rate and at this time, I'll be proceeding to sentence if there is no mitigation being offered. But before then, since we have said they have not been given an audience to say anything, this is their position, this is their chance to say something now, not through their counsel, but directly to the court before I go on and sentence. So I'll start with the first contempt one. Samuel Oroko.
Yes, my lady. Today I'm Samuel Oroko, the national chairman of KMPDU. It's unfortunate that I learned that I've been convicted without having had the opportunity to be heard, which is akin to a surgeon taking a patient in theater to operate without understanding their diagnosis. Indeed,
Mr. Oroko, this chance is for you to mitigate, not to tell me why you are convicted without being heard. When I had the application, your two advocates were in court and they represented you. Once you hire counsel to represent you, it's assumed you are in court. So you cannot tell me that we convicted you without hearing. So what you should be telling me is why I should not sentence you, because I intend to sentence you.
thank you. I thought it was important to give that example because we also law-abiding citizens believe in justice, and where we feel there is some form of injustice for the doctors of this country, we believe it's good to voice that concern. On mitigation, I believe that I not liable to and sentence, and if there is, I have lots of responsibilities. As you understand, the doctors are currently on strike, and we as officials have been ongoing with the negotiations between the union and the government. And any form of severe punishment, to the best of my knowledge, will only make it worse because the government will have nobody to negotiate with. Two, the matters we have in the CBA are matters that concerns the health care of this country. And any form of severe punishment to the officials, to me in particular, will not address the current issues we are addressing the CBA. And my lady, you live in this country, and you have seen through the media and other reports that we have serious issues in healthcare.
Mr. Oroko, Dr. Oroko.
And
Dr. Oroko.
yes, my lady.
Those issues you have not given me a chance to address. The issue I'm addressing today is contempt. Those issues in the CBA, whether there is a CBA or not, I'll address them once I finish the content. But you people have not given me a chance.
We have not been given
So
a
don't
chance.
go into the issues of the CBA, whether it is good, whether it will address the issues. The issue is whether you are in contempt of this person. And what the court should do to you.
So as I said, I plead that, my lady, you don't proceed with the sentence because we have still talks ongoing. And if we proceed with any form of sentence which will jeopardize the talks, then you could have jeopardized the lives of Kenyans who depend on doctors resolving their issues with the government and getting an amicable solution. So that would be my prayers. Given also have responsibilities as a family man, for dependents who look upon me. So any form of severe punishment or any form of sentence to me will, number one, jeopardize the talks. Number two, put the lives of Kenyans in more danger because doctors will continue the strike if we are not there to negotiate. And number three, it will injure my person, my life as an individual.
Yes, Your Lady, my name is Titus Ondoro, first Vice Chair. First, I want to appreciate the opportunity which I have here to come before you. My Lady, I would like to put it across here that first, I don't understand why I'm here, because as per my understanding of our constitution is that I do not have any prerogative measures to sanction any strike, not call it off, neither my office as the first Vice Chair, and I've always been a citizen, abiding citizen. That's why today I also avail myself before you here. But there are some issues I would like to address, my lady. That I'm a sole breadwinner first in my family, my extended family. I take care of orphans whom I'm left with, and occasionally actually I have some medical conditions which I try to manage, like constant migraine. And with that, I really plead or pray for your wisdom and your expertise in law to prevail in the process of vindicating us. Since we've agreed and accepted that we'll always avail ourselves for any consecutive negotiation, which I must believe that there have been contacts and it has been addressed, and we are ready to solve this stalemate. So I plead for your leniency to look into our plight, because you are here for a right show cause, which is there to alleviate the plight in our healthcare, which we all importantly need. Arrest and mitigation. Thank you.
Thank you, my lady. My name is Alan Ochanji, and I want to say that I'm a law-abiding citizen. I've never been convicted before, and as I stand before this court, I treat the same, but I'm a law-abiding citizen. And my lady, I don't have the power to call up this strike. And sentencing me today will certainly not give me response. And even as I stand here, the orders that were given by Justice Akwal, the second order, gave us the order that suspended the strike. We were also mandated to go and negotiate and proceed with the process of this. As we stand here today, that process is already started and is ongoing. And I plead with you. And I plead with you, Madam Justice, that you be lenient on us, so that whichever decision you make, to allow this process, because it's my view that that's the only way to solve the stalemate. And as I conclude, I want to say that I'm also a breadwinner, there are those who depend on me. And so any form of severe punishment will not only affect me, but will also affect those who depend on me. Thank you.
Yes, my lady. My name is Dr. Umoluka. Indeed, I'm the Secretary General of the Doctors Union. And today, my lady, we present ourselves before you to mitigate the sentencing First, we want to note that a lot of things have gone on, even the orders themselves not being presented to us. Personally, I've never received any such orders. Secondly, my lady, the issues that that have been presented have been so grave that the doctors themselves may not abide by us if we do not consult them. And indeed, my lady, we have actually consulted our members twice on the issue of calling off of the strike. And my lady, the members have voted no. My lady, that puts myself as the Secretary General in a very difficult position, because then it means that I am proceeding on a decision only by myself. My lady, I do not intend to plunge my members and the country into more chaos by leaving them leaderless, and that is why I've even presented myself here. The situations that are there and that surrounded calling off of the strike have been so difficult that even ourselves as leaders have found it impossible to do so. We have called our members for 4 AGMs in which we have consulted them, and they have even said that they may leave their works, should reside in Exodus, should this strike be off, and I think that will be of more harm to the country. My lady, I plead with you that also negotiations are going on. We are very key in that. I plead with you that you give us lesser sentencing, because we are simply representing doctors of this country, and we do not have any powers of our own as individuals or as leaders to do which is just of personal decision. I am a law-abiding citizen. In fact, I have to say here that I have never even been punished in primary or high school, and I have never been convicted, I've never been arrested. We have obeyed all court orders before, but we have found ourselves in a situation where... No, we actually intend to obey this, but I've just mentioned to you, we found ourselves in a situation where our members are presenting very difficult issues, and they are putting ourselves as leaders in a very difficult position, and ourselves even proceeding and obeying it will actually aggravate the situation. So we have been trying to, as a leader, balance the position of the country, because this is something that is of interest to the country. My lady, I plead with you that today you be a champion of healthcare, and the champion of healthcare means that you join us in lesser sentencing or no sentencing at all, as we proceed to help the whole country solve a situation that has existed for 53 years. Thank you.
Yes, my lady. My name is Dr. Mochonda Chibanzi Hamisi, the Deputy Secretary General. My lady, I find myself in a situation where I'm an elected official who represents interests of doctors who are Kenyans. And the situation I find myself is a situation that is a difficult position for an individual like me, who's been a law-abiding citizen, who's worked hard for this country, and who's been very diligent in whatever work I do. The situation I face myself in is a situation that affects the entire country. And on one side, we are all Kenyans, we are doctors. The Kenyans out there also Kenyans. And my lady, I find myself in a situation where I'm unable to balance because of the gravity of the situation. In the sense that, as an individual elected, and in democracy, where majority prevails, unfortunately, my hands are tied, my lady. The majority on the other side, which is what I represent as an official, is pushing for their issues to be resolved. And on the other side, the government has many arms, and one of the arms is the court. And so, my lady, I appeal that in your wisdom, as a magistrate, as a judge, that you come up with a solution to this, because you also try and balance the situation and come up with a solution that will benefit both parties in this. My lady, I am one doctor who's not just a doctor, but who also has family with me, and they're also Kenyans. And I belong to a family where my parents and even my mother has struggled and has been working in government for so long to actually raise someone who will become a doctor and serve a nation. And my lady, she also finds herself in a situation where she served the populace of this country. And now her son, who's been trying to air grievances because they were elected, is facing sentencing that could probably end up in jail. And so I look at it and I request and I plead with you that sentencing me with a severe sentence first affects all Kenyans that we provide services to, in the sense that as doctors we are willing to negotiate, we've been negotiating, and if we are punished severely, then we'll have a situation where the current impasse between the government and the doctors is left in a vacuum. And second, my lady, my parents and my family, nuclear and extended, would also be robbed of someone they depend on economically. And so, my lady, I plead that in your wisdom, you do not punish us severely, and that you take a decision that will benefit the nation, the officials, and the government. Thank you.
Thank you, my lady, for giving us a chance to be able to address the court and address you as to why we feel as union officials we should not be given a severe sentence. Personally, I'm the treasurer for the union, and as far as my role is concerned, I'm only mandated with helping the union in terms of finances, and in my personal capacity, I have no power at all to be able to call off this strike. And aside from that, I'd also like to state that by the time this order was given by the court to suspend the notice of our strike, which was a 21-day notice, the strike had already commenced. I believe this was done on the 7th. This strike had already commenced, and the kind of issues that the doctors are presenting are very grave, and they affect the entire country in terms of healthcare. We are aware right now that many people are dying. The newspapers will not report, but we are aware that the major hospitals discharged all their patients to go home and die. And it pains me, my lord, that as we stand here to give a decision on obeying of court orders, which was supposed to suspend this strike, the problem is still continuing. We have attended numerous negotiation meetings as per the court order number 2, which told us to go and continue negotiating with government, both the national and the counties. We've continued to do that. The meetings have been ongoing, even as we are coming to court, even the previous day, we've been continuing. And we believe that the only way to reach a solution is through dialogue, and that's what we are embracing as a union. But as we've said today, our capacity does not even allow us to call off the strike, because the members are here. This is just a small group, but the real members are out there, and they've been following us and waiting on us every day. We meet them every other time. We tell them this is what government has said to be, but these members have a lot of issues that they feel should be addressed before they call off the strike. So every time we tell them, can we call off, then we go and negotiate. They point us back to 2011, when we called off a strike at a promise that we would negotiate a CBA in 60 days and conclude and sign, and that promise was not kept by the other side. So it's become an issue of lack of trust, and the members do not believe that any of their issues can be addressed if the strike is called off. So it's been very difficult for us. We've been consulting and not sleeping, trying to say, can we call off and sit and negotiate? But they say, look, we've done this in 2011. We were told we'll do a CBA in 60 days. Now it's 5 years. We've gone to court and asked court to help us to see how can this CBA be implemented. The court has given very nice guidelines. We went back and told government. Now we followed the law. We are law-abiding citizens. We are not unruly. Let's now follow what the law has said and guided us to conclude this process so that we can save the lives of many Kenyans. The same government ignored us for those 45 days that we were given. They ignored us. Now the 60 days are over, including the days for going back to register the CBA. And still, we are trying to negotiate and negotiate, but nobody is discussing the same CBA. So I think we are pleading with you, Your Lady Justice, that you may be the solution to all these problems. If you're going to be able to consider and look at these officials are just vessels for a larger group of 5,000 doctors, and that these officials do not have in their personal capacity any power to call off this strike or solve this problem without dialogue, then I would plead with you that you do not give us a severe sentence. And personally, you do not give me any severe sentence. I'm a firstborn, I have 5 siblings. I'm the one who's been educated to finish school, and I'm the one who is supporting them, paying them for their school fees. And I can plead with the court that to give me a lighter sentence. I even broke my glasses in part of this movements trying to assemble and come to the court, and right now I cannot even see whom I'm addressing. So I'm pleading with the court that because of this, and also I have asthma, at the same time I have peptic ulcer disease, I'm taking drugs as we continue, even as we continue with these meetings. I plead with the court that be lenient on me and give me a lighter sentence, and also to be able to enable me to continue negotiating and speaking, trying to get reason and find a solution to the entire problem of healthcare. Lastly, my Lord, before I sit, I would like to say that it should be in the interest of every Kenyan, this court included, in trying to find a solution to the problems that we're having in healthcare once and for all, so that we don't come back again after many years to deal with the same issues, either in court or in the streets. Let us find a lasting solution. And I believe sentencing me or any of my officials severely would not find that solution. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Evelyn Cheke. I come before you with a very humble heart, pleading that even as we are mitigating, even as you are preparing yourself to sentence us, that you perhaps stay your sentence, and if that is impossible, you give us a lenient sentence. As a person, I have no power to call off a strike. I'm the Deputy Treasurer of KMPDU, and no matter how much, even if I'm put in or I'm given a fine, it still would change, as my colleague had said, us calling off the strike, because it's beyond our power. So, like Dr. Korir has pleaded with you, let us find a lasting solution. It is within now your power, this being an industrial court, that you're able to come up with a long-lasting solution. Having doctors on the streets and being away from their workplaces, having 2 referral hospitals closed for more than 37 days, is something I plead and I cry for my country. Having my doctors here, instead of in theaters, instead of out there serving our people in Kenya, I cry for my country. On a personal capacity, I just plead with you to give us a very, very lenient sentence.